Welcome, guys, back to the Myth of Illusions. Welcome to today's episode. And today we're going to be talking about a very mystical topic, that is destiny swapping. So, without wasting any time, let's get stuck in. Destiny swapping refers to the intriguing and often controversial notion of interchanging or significantly altering one's predetermined life course with that of another individual. This concept is deeply embedded within spiritual, mystical, and metaphysical frameworks, positing that individuals can influence or change their fate through supernatural means. Within these traditions, destiny swapping is not merely a theoretical construct, but is often presented as a real phenomenon that blurs the boundaries between the metaphysical and everyday experience. In spiritual communities, the concept can describe an exchange of life paths, fate, or karmic roles between two individuals. This exchange may occur intentionally through rituals, magic, or manipulation, or unintentionally through external forces such as energy work or karmic interference. Some interpretations suggest that one person unfairly benefits from another's blessing or life path, leaving the original individual feeling stuck or blocked from their potential destiny. For many who subscribe to this belief, destiny swapping transcends a mere abstract idea. It manifests as an experiential reality with tangible impacts on their lives. The consistent portrayal of destiny swapping as something that blurs the lines between the metaphysical and the everyday, and as a real phenomenon, underscores its profound significance for believers. This perspective highlights that, regardless of scientific validation, the conviction that one's destiny can be swapped or stolen leads to genuine distress, influences life choices, and prompts a proactive search for spiritual remedies. The very belief in this phenomenon, therefore, becomes a powerful driver in shaping an individual's lived experience and their engagement with spiritual practices. And we're going to be having a look at what are the motivations for seekers. Individuals who believe they are victims of destiny swapping often report profound dissatisfaction with their current life trajectory, viewing destiny swapping as a potential escape from undesirable circumstances. The allure of a more desirable or better destiny is a significant motivator for exploring this concept. Beyond dissatisfaction, some are driven by the simple curiosity or a deep interest in exploring the boundaries of spiritual practices. For others, the compulsion arises from spiritual beliefs, seeing it as a method to correct or fulfill spiritual obligations related to karma, reincarnation, or spiritual debts. Often, engaging with the concept of destiny swapping becomes a last resort for those who've exhausted conventional solutions and turn to mystical or supernatural avenues for transformation or escape. Those who identify as victims frequently express a profound sense of living a life that does not belong to them, experiencing persistent delays, spiritual confusion, or a feeling of invisibility regarding their own calling. They may feel they have traded in their true purpose due to external pressures, including societal norms, family expectation, or entanglement in toxic relationships. For those alleged to initiate destiny swaps, envy and profound dissatisfaction with their own lives are consistently cited as primary drivers. These individuals are described as seeking assistance from warlocks and sorcerers to achieve their desired the desires through such means. Perpetrators are often characterized as low vibrational forces or spiritual abusers of occult knowledge who exploit spiritual practices and tools for personal gain, specifically to avoid their own karmic lessons and to claim another's blessings. These destiny swappers are said to deliberately target individuals who struggle to accept their own brilliance, making them vulnerable to spiritual attacks. Allegations extend to witches, warlocks, jealous friends, fake lovers, and even envious family members who are believed to secretly swap destinies. Some may even subconsciously or consciously feed off another's destiny, particularly if they have lost alignment with their own inherent path. A closer examination of the motivation for both those who experience and those who allegedly perpetrate destiny swapping reveals a common underlying theme: a deep dissatisfaction and a profound yearning for a better life. For individuals who perceive themselves as victims, this dissatisfaction manifests as a feeling of being off track or having their life hijacked. Conversely, for those accused of someone else's blessing, for those accused of perpetrating swaps, the motivation is often driven by envy and a desire to claim someone else's blessing. This shared root suggests that the concept of destiny swapping can serve as a framework for externalizing internal struggles related to self-worth, unfulfilled potential, and jealousy. Instead of confronting personal failures or challenging emotions, the perceived cause of misfortune is projected onto an external spiritual attack or a malevolent actor. This narrative structure provides a means for individuals to comprehend personal setbacks, potentially alleviating direct responsibility while simultaneously empowering them to fight back spiritually against the perceived external force. We're going to be having a look at the mechanisms and manifestations of alleged swaps. Now, the concept of destiny swapping is consistently associated with spiritual, mystical, or metaphysical methods. Specific claims detail the use of supernatural means, esoteric practices, and various spiritual and occult tools. It is alleged that religious deceivers secretly employ forms of witchcraft or manipulative spiritual practices to achieve these ends. Dr. Miles Monroe's teachings, a prominent voice in this discourse, describe destiny swapping as occurring through spiritual manipulation, soul ties, touch, dreams, and demonic decrees. He further specifies words and demonic contracts as pathways for these exchange. The devil is depicted as a subtle, gaining access to an individual's spiritual blueprints through seemingly innocuous interactions such as a compliment, a false friend, a dream that you forget, a strange touch, a manipulative word, or a counterfeit connection. Beyond these overt malicious acts, general methods for perceived swaps include rituals, magic, or manipulation, and even unintentional energy work or karmic interference. There is also a belief that one can modify or manipulate their destiny by manipulating energy. Some modern interpretations suggest that more benign methods such as visualization, meditation, and community support as ways for individuals to intentionally alter their life path. More extreme claims involve trauma, near-death experiences, or ritual abuse, causing a soul to be pushed out or fragmented, thereby creating a space for a walk-in entity or a false version of oneself. Generational and bloodline reassignment and glamour spells and narcissistic mimicry are also mentioned, where someone mimics another's energy or mission to gain recognition or siphon essence. The diverse methods described for initiating destiny swapping, ranging from deliberate, malicious acts of witchcraft and demonic decrees, to subtle, almost imperceptible, manipulative words, or even seemingly accidental energy work, reveal a broad continuum of perceived agency and intent. This wide scope implies that destiny swapping is not always viewed as a conscious, overt act by a powerful sorcerer. It can also be perceived as a pervasive, insidious spiritual attack that exploits an individual's vulnerabilities or an unintended consequence of energetic dynamics. This nuance is significant because it shifts the focus from a purely adversarial model to one that includes more complex, less intentional forms of spiritual interference. This broader understanding makes destiny swapping a more pervasive and less easily identifiable threat for believers, requiring constant vigilance against a wide array of potential spiritual incursions. Now, what are the signs and symptoms of experiencing a destiny swap? Individuals who believe they've experienced a destiny swap report a wide array of signs and symptoms affecting various aspects of their well-being. These often include persistent feelings of fatigue and low energy, unexplained changes in emotions or mental state, and recurring negative thoughts or dreams involving another person are commonly cited as indicators. Physical symptoms that do not feel aligned with one's normal health patterns are also mentioned. Beyond personal well-being, life circumstances are also said to be impacted. Relationships may crumble under the weight of lies and manipulation, and health can deteriorate, with claims of potentially contracting both spiritually and sexually transmitted diseases. Victims may experience profound confusion, delay, identity crisis, missed seasons in their lives. A pervasive sense of a false life path, counterfeit gifts, and stolen assignments is often reported. They might feel buried, lost, off track, or oppressed, even when they believe a greater power has shown them greatness. Unusual and specific signs include hearing a song in a dream, seeing a musician in a dream, running while crying in a dream, or coughing up mucus in a dream. More abstract symptoms include experiencing assigned control keys swapped, or choosing dialogue options of another character's. Struggles with OCD or feelings of self-loathing are also associated with destiny swapping. A core symptom is a profound feeling of not walking in your truth, having drifted off your original course, or ending up in a life that doesn't fully align with who you are. Interpersonally, individuals may feel drained around someone, but oddly obligated, observing that the other person seems to thrive immediately after their own collapse. There can be a strong sense of living someone else's life, not recognizing one's own thoughts, desires, or dreams, with everything previously loved feeling hollow, while others mimic one's essence. Victims may also feel energetically erased or mirrored, with their recognition path seemingly rerouted towards someone siphoning their essence. The wide array of symptoms attributed to destiny swapping, encompassing physical ailments, emotional instability, and deep existential confusion, presents a pattern of profound personal disarray. While these manifestations are presented as evidence of spiritual attacks, many of them, such as chronic fatigue, unexplained emotional shifts, identity crisis, feelings of being lost or unfulfilled, and strained relationships, bear a striking resemblance to common psychological distress, including symptoms of depression, anxiety, or even the dynamics of narcissistic abuse. The inclusion of specific dream interpretation further illustrates how mundane experiences are reinterpreted through a spiritual lens. This suggests that destiny swapping may serve as a spiritual metaphor or an explanatory model for individuals to articulate and comprehend complex, often overwhelming personal challenges that might otherwise be diagnosed as psychological conditions. This framework, in turn, offers spiritual solutions for addressing these issues, providing a culturally specific means of coping and seeking resolution. And lastly, we're going to be looking at consequences and the stirred repercussions. Consequences for individuals believed to be victims of destiny swapping are consistently portrayed as severe, comprehensive, and devastating. They are said to face significantly amplified challenges, experiencing 10 times the challenges that the Most High favored went through. Any perceived gains they might experience are said to come with negative attachments. Relationships are reported to crumble under the weight of lies and manipulation. Health deteriorates with claims of potentially contracting both spiritually and sexually transmitted diseases. Victims may experience a profound loss of their free will, spiritual and physical protection. Further losses can include churches and congregation lost, the schools shut down, business suffering, and any relationship they deemed important ended. Despite seeking an escape, victims are often misled to believe destiny swapping could offer a way out, only to find that it doesn't work as one might assume. The discourse strongly emphasizes the dangers of energy vampires and the spiritual ramification of yielding to these dark forces. It is described as satanic exchange of your divine identity, purpose, and scroll in the spirit realm, leading to pervasive confusion, delay, identity crisis, and missed seasons. The victim experiences a feeling of being disconnected from one's true self, accompanied by a curse that wasn't even meant for you, or carrying burdens that are illegal. Victims may feel they are wearing identities that were never theirs, or chasing goals that look good but are not good. The ultimate outcome for victims is often feeling of being stuck or blocked from their potential destiny. The consistent portrayal of consequences for victims as severe, comprehensive, and devastating, impacting nearly every facet of life, including relationships, health, financial stability, spiritual well-being, and personal autonomy, serves as a critical function within this belief system. This catastrophic framing is designed to underscore the profound gravity of spiritual interference and the absolute necessity of spiritual vigilance. It functions as a powerful deterrent against spiritual complacency, reinforcing the urgent need for protective measures and counter rituals. By presenting spiritual attacks as capable of dismantling one's entire life, the narrative amplifies the perceived attacks for believers, emphasizing the dire consequences of succumbing to such manipulations. And what are some of the implied gains and motivations for perpetrators? Now, for those who allegedly perform destiny swaps, the primary implied gain is the ability to interchange or significantly alter their life course with someone else's to achieve their desires, presumably a more desirable or successful life. They seek to claim someone else's blessing and avoid their own lessons, suggesting a shortcut to success or an escape from personal accountability. Perpetrators are believed to start walking in favor. Let me repeat that again. Perpetrators are believed to start walking in the favor meant for you, carrying your oil while you carry confusion, and occupying your space while you live in a realm of delay and confusion, effectively usurping the victim's divine appointments. It is claimed that victims will see your gifting prospering in the hands of someone else's. The underlying motivation for these actions is consistently attributed to envy and dissatisfaction with one's life. However, many sources simultaneously issue strong warnings of severe negative repercussions for perpetrators. It is frequently stated that destiny swapping doesn't work as one might assume, that it often backfires, and that true destiny is deeply tied to the soul's journey and divine timing, meaning that it can't be permanently stolen without consequences. Perpetrators are explicitly stated to be met with 10 times the challenges and gain negative attachments to any gains leading to their lives will continue to crumble, witnessed by everyone. It is also suggested that while perpetrators can swap, most times it's from a person of a lower self-worth or lower self-esteem that will spiral out while you can rebuild anew, as everything comes at a price. While perpetrators are depicted as gaining desired outcomes such as blessings or favor, this acquisition is consistently framed as temporary, illusory, or ultimately detrimental. The overwhelming emphasis on karmic backlash, divine restoration, and the perpetrator's inevitable suffering establishes a moral economy within the spiritual belief system. This suggests that spiritual theft is inherently unsustainable and that a higher cosmic justice will always prevail, ensuring that what is meant for one person will eventually manifest for them. This narrative serves to reassure the victims that their suffering is not permanent and that the perpetrator will ultimately face consequences, thereby reinforcing a belief that the divine order and discouraging malicious spiritual acts within the community. It provides a framework where cosmic balance is maintained, even in the face of perceived spiritual transgressions. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, thank you.